and welcome back once again to Mordor, specifically Shadow of Mordor. This is my second tutorial video. I am currently working on the combat one as well, so this one is just kind of a little bit of a teaser, and more specifically we'll show you how to set up your game for a true immersion into more of a like Lord of the Rings cinematic experience, as if you're in the movies, that type of thing. It's really quite easy to do it. All you have to do is mess with a couple of different settings, and I'll be explaining them to you real quick during this video. So the first thing you'll have to do is press pause, obviously, and then go to the options where our game settings are located. And everything we need to do is in this section. So if your combat prompts are set to prompts plus effects, then I'll show you what that looks like. That is the default when you play this game, and it'll basically show up. 1 second. Okay, you can see that it shows it tells me press Y to, counter his attack or whatever. And so instead of that, because that really breaks the immersion of playing this game, I'm gonna stomp on this spider, and then we're going to set our game up for more of a true cinematic experience. And to do that, we'll just go to the game settings, and wow, this game is beautiful. It looks really impressive, I just have to say. So to make it even more impressive, we're going to turn off some of these things first. I'm going to set this to effects only, and I'm going to tell you that if you don't like the idea of not having any kind of indication that you're being attacked other than their simple animation of moving their sword, leave it on effects only. It will still get rid of some of it and still kind of help with the immersion. Not so much, but you'll see what I mean. It still will make much more of a difference than having Y, X, B, etc. show up on your screen. So I'm gonna just go find our guy and or a group of guys, and I'm gonna start fighting them to show you what this looks like. Alright, so as you can see, it has a little bit of a white little indicator, and so I can just press Y whenever that indicator shows up, and yeah, so it's alright. Like I said, personally, if you're gonna play the game from a standpoint of you actually want to do kind of well, and it's too hard for you to have it set up the other way, then I would say use FX. Otherwise, set it up the way that I started playing the game, and choose none. Now, by doing, oops, I didn't save my settings. By doing none, you will not have any kind of prompt whatsoever, and like I said, it'll be a lot more like cinematic experience, like the movies and things like that. As you can see, I'll just jump over him real quick, and we'll wait till he comes back. And okay, see, now I have to still press Y, and it still gives you the same amount of time to do it, but you don't kind of indication that he's actually gonna attack you, other than his normal animation, much like, in a movie or anything like that. So what we'll do now is I will turn off a couple other things. First, that little indicator over his head with the arrow, we're gonna get rid of that because it's kind of annoying. And it definitely breaks immersion to a certain degree. It will make the game a little harder to play because you won't know when they see you or something like that. At least you won't have a visual indicator. I believe you still have the audio indicator, so there's always that as well. So I would turn that off. Personally, I don't even like it on. But yeah, so that's the second setting we'll set up. And then we'll go into our options and we'll change a few other settings. Enemy outlines, we'll get rid of any outlines of enemies. I would say definitely get rid of this. A big one to get rid of is going to be the display combat hints, as it displays these really ugly hints with different button combinations. And obviously, if you're watching a movie or, you know, experiencing this in your brain from reading a book or something like that, this is definitely going to break the immersion of that. And then I also get rid of the display mission objectives as well. And we'll also just leave vibration and rotate minimap on. Now, you can turn this off if you'd like. It's kind of a personal preference. I don't really think it has anything to do with the immersion, but if you want to leave the minimap on and it just doesn't rotate or anything like that, you can set it this way. Now, as you can see, I'm not going to get any kind of indication as to what's going on, and I just have to block and dodge and deal with things. And it actually makes the game a bit harder as well, if that's what you're into as well. If you want the game to be harder, this is definitely one way of doing that. So this is pretty much all I'm going to show in the video. You can go through the different settings if you'd like to see what the differences are, but like I said, enemy outlines is basically what it sounds like, and then the other ones that I mentioned also, things like getting rid of mission objectives. I actually wish that you could get rid of the little indicator every time you get points for doing things, and also this little A thing that it tells you, or I assume if you're on the mouse and keyboard it tells you something else, shift maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I wish you could get rid of that, because again it breaks the immersion. I'm working on figuring out how to go into the game files perhaps and mess with getting rid of the HUD somehow. I tried to do it with drone phase, but I haven't been able to figure that out yet. So for now I can't get rid of the HUD, but when you take screenshots, I believe there is a button you can press to take screenshots without the HUD, so that's nice. Anyways, this video is just to show you how to make this game a lot more immersive, a lot more cinematic experience for you, and I personally find the game a lot more fun to play this way, and it also is a bit more challenging. So if all of that sounds good to you, then go ahead and try this. And if you learned anything new from this video, please thumbs up, like the video, also comment, especially if you like my videos, and I'll have a combat tutorial video coming real soon for you guys. And other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching.